right here, Dad. I'm right here. All right.
Put that with the rest of my goodies. Thank you all for everything.
He's got a hat.
And most of all, taking the time to come here and do this. It's wonderful of you.
You have a hat. It doesn't have Navy on it, but it's just
I got one now.
No. You used to use it. You still have it. You worked on the car with. Remember? Remember?
Oh, my watch cap, yes.
Watch. Still has it.
Thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you for your time and service.
Yeah, very nice indeed.
You know, I didn't know. I've known Mr. Best for several years. I didn't know until last year about his heroics during the war.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
you tell us a little bit about what happened when you were in the Philippines?
I know about those.
Okay. Well, it wasn't what I expected, believe me. But everything turned out good. I was very lucky. The whole crew was lucky. You have to just do what you have to do when you do it. We never gave up hope of ever being picked up, and we were.
So they don't know the story. Tell us what happened. They don't know the story. I know the story. They don't know the story. Tell us what happened.
For you that are familiar with the pre-war history, this was up at I'm trying to give you a good picture here. We were on a bombing mission, and I remember Commander Keller saying, "It's got to work." Well, it didn't work. It's one of those things. And when we got there, they were waiting for us. So we wound up in the Molucca Sea for a week. We finally landed on an island.
He was in a raft.
I'll never forget it. And we were hungry. And I never saw so many bananas in my life. That's what was on this island. And so we've had our fill of bananas for a while. But we're on the north side of the island. The next day we went over the hill to the south side. And there was a little village there. And the ladies cooked up a nice, beautiful dinner for us. And at that time, our stomachs have shrunk. We couldn't eat. All that good food. But they were very nice to us. I'm trying to think of the name of the islands, and I can't think of it at the moment.
I think the bombing run was into Catalina, PBY Catalina, which isn't known for its speed.
Tell us about the guy you rescued. The guy you rescued when you were being shot at. Didn't you see him years later?
Oh, yes, I did. I saw him in the commissary in Alameda. And I heard someone say, "There's the man that saved my life." And I looked at it was him. I don't know where he is now, but when he inflated his life belt, his jacket, he gave us such a yank, he tore the whole tatar and everything right off it. Of course, he's without anything. And he's sitting he's hanging onto the float on the plane. And I went over to him and I told him, I says, "Now, Christ, I can't even think of his name." I said, "Listen, I'm going to help you, but don't you grab me, because if you turn my jacket off, we're two of us. And he said, I'll listen to you. I said, you do that. I said, you just put your hand out and hang on to me. So we sat through that one, and we were being strafed all the time. We were in the water. And finally, I guess when they ran out of ammunition, we had a Lieutenant Ralston with us. And he was an excellent swimmer. I didn't know that at the time. And the wind, we had a light breeze blowing, and it was blowing the plane away from us. So Mr. Ralston says, I'll swim and break out the life raft, which he did. And so that raft was our home for a week. 7 of us. But we made it.
How did you have anything to drink on the raft? What did you do for water?
Thank goodness it rained. We took our undershirts and soaked it and wrung them out and drank that water. Yes. It was quite an experience, really. We didn't have any water, and we didn't have anything to eat. But as it turned out, it was good. And it was that one morning, in the middle of the night, we could hear the water hitting the shore, lapping up against the shore. We didn't know where we were at, but we were in water we could walk in, and so we went up on the beach and spent the night. I went to sleep. I was tired. Yeah, but they were a good bunch of fellas, and I don't want to do it again. No way.
Any words of wisdom for these young people?
No, Doctor, I couldn't add anything to what you would tell them anyway.
I would just tell them to be like you.
Well, you got me this far.
I must add that once
The one thing I will say for the younger generation, stay away from those cigarettes. I never smoked, and I think it helped me. I'm sure it did.
You're here.